General Hospital spoilers. Friday, February 20th, 2026, a heartfelt tribute to Luke Spencer. Friday's episode of General Hospital promises to be a poignant, bittersweet journey through Port Charles, centering on a moment that's both personal and communal, remembering Luke Spencer. For me, it's one of those episodes that really makes you stop and reflect on the impact a character can have, not just on the story, but on everyone in his world. Lulu's storyline kicks things off with a small but powerful discovery, an old photograph of her father. To me, it feels like more than a prop. It's a spark that reignites a wave of grief she never fully processed. After waking from a coma in 2024, Lulu was confronted with the devastating truth that she never got to say goodbye to Luke. That loss has lingered quietly, and now, with this simple image, all those unspoken emotions come rushing back. It's Tracy who helps Lulu channel that grief into something meaningful. Together, they set out to honor Luke in a way that feels authentic, pulling in friends and family for a day of reflection, laughter, and remembrance. Laura, Sunny, Carly, and Elizabeth all come together, each navigating their own memories and emotions tied to Luke. Watching these characters interact feels so grounded. It's not melodrama for drama's sake. It's a real, heartfelt acknowledgement of what Luke meant to everyone in Port Charles. One moment that stood out to me is Laura's private time in the church. Alone with her thoughts, she speaks to Luke as if he's right there beside her. She reflects on how he gave her strength through life's chaos and how, if he were still around, he'd know exactly how to guide her through the mess Sidwell has caused. For me, that scene isn't just about mourning. It's about the enduring influence Luke has on the people he loved. The episode closes on the pier, a simple yet profound setting for a collective farewell. Through flashbacks, laughter, and quiet contemplation, the characters, and by extension the audience, experience a celebration of Luke's legacy, a man of love, chaos, and undeniable presence whose impact continues to ripple through Port Charles. To me, this episode feels like more than a tribute. It's a reminder of why we connect so deeply with these stories. Luke Spencer may be gone from the screen, but his spirit, his humor, and his love live on in the hearts of everyone he touched. I think Harrison Chase is headed for a major downfall on General Hospital, and honestly, it feels like he's digging his own grave. He's so obsessed with making Michael Corinthos pay for a crime he didn't commit that he's completely blind to the chaos he's causing. And to me, it looks like Chase himself is the one who's about to suffer the most. Now, Willow Kane deserves a lot of the blame here. She's the one who put a key to Drew Kane's house on Michael's keychain, which set the whole mess in motion. But let's be real. Chase isn't exactly innocent. He's had multiple warnings to let this go, and yet he's still laser-focused on trying to put Michael behind bars for shooting Drew. That fixation is about to backfire big time. Nathan West has already admitted that it was actually Chase's idea to check Michael's keys, and Rick Lansing has pointed the finger at him too. Wiley Corinthos even saw the whole thing. From the looks of it, Chase is about to land on the hot seat, accused of framing Michael himself. It's like he's been so determined to take Michael down that he set him up in the process. And poor Brooke Lynn Quartermain, she was finally ready to adopt a child with Chase, but I can't see that happening after this latest blunder. If Chase gets fired over this, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does, especially after already being demoted for overstepping, Brooke Lynn could easily argue that someone who can't keep a stable job isn't ready to be a stable father. If Brooke Lynn figures out that Willow actually framed Michael, I wouldn't be shocked if Chase doubles down defending his ex, which would only make things worse. Right now, it seems like Chase has made taking down Michael his #1 priority instead of focusing on his marriage or the family he and Brooke Lynn were trying to build. That kind of tunnel vision could spell big trouble for their relationship. Divorce might be a stretch, but if this keeps snowballing, I can definitely see things heading in that direction. By the end of all this, Chase could find himself without a job, without a wife, and without the kid he was hoping to adopt. To me, it really looks like Chase's life is on a downward spiral, and I'm bracing for the fallout. Things are about to get messy, and I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. I was thinking about Friday's General Hospital episode, and honestly, it feels like a moment none of us will forget. The show is giving us a heartfelt tribute to Luke Spencer and the incredible Anthony Geary, who passed away in December 2025. Even though he's gone, his legacy on GH lives on through the unforgettable performances he delivered as Luke. From what I've seen, this special episode isn't just a few clips thrown together. It's going to revisit some of Luke's most iconic moments, so fans can really feel his presence again. I was especially touched by what's happening with Lulu Spencer. She's going through this deeply emotional moment over an old photo of her dad, remembering him in a way she never got the chance to when she was in a coma. I think that loss, the not being able to say goodbye, hits her harder than anything. Tracy Quartermaine steps in to bring some comfort, and the two of them share stories and even a toast to honor Luke. I love that little touch. It feels like Luke is there with them in spirit, through laughter, memories, and even a clink of glasses. Then there's Laura Collins, who lights a candle in the church. She talks to Luke as if he's right there with her. Even though he's gone physically, she admits she always senses his presence when life feels heavy. I didn't realize how powerful it would be when she hears his voice calling her angel, giving her the strength to keep going. It's such a raw, personal moment, like she's saying goodbye but also holding on to the love they shared forever. Sonny Corinthos also gets a touching moment, sharing with Carly Spencer his first meeting with Luke. For Sonny, Luke wasn't just a friend, he was a brother. I love that dynamic. It really shows the depth of the relationships Luke built over the years. Together with Carly, Sonny prepares to celebrate Luke's life with everyone who loved him, and you can feel the weight of all those memories converging. Finally, on the pier, there's this beautiful gathering. Sonny, Carly, Tracy, Lulu, Laura, and Elizabeth Baldwin all raising a toast to Luke. And they're letting floating candle lanterns drift into the night sky. Honestly, I think that imagery perfectly captures the essence of Luke Spencer. Larger than life, unforgettable, and always shining in the hearts of those he touched. I have to say, this episode looks like it's going to be a tearjerker. It's not just a farewell to a character. It's a goodbye to a legend, and GH is really pulling out all the stops to make it feel meaningful. General Hospital spoilers hint that Maxie Jones and Nathan West's cemetery reunion could take a dark turn. And honestly, it's hard not to imagine a disaster waiting just around the corner. On Thursday, February 19th, we saw Maxie finally get a taste of normalcy with a heartfelt welcome home party. Friends, family, everyone she cared about. They were all there celebrating the end of her 6-month coma nightmare. Well, everyone except Nathan. He'd planned to attend, but duty called. Michael Corinthos was being brought in for questioning, and as the officer on the case, Nathan had to follow the trail of evidence. Rick Lansing even insisted on speaking with ADA Justine Turner, and Dante Falconeri officially cleared Nathan to go to the party, but Nathan didn't. Instead, he made his way to the cemetery. Meanwhile, Maxie, feeling emotionally overwhelmed, quietly slipped away from her own party for a walk. She didn't exactly clue Damian Spinelli in on her whereabouts, and that's how the episode closed, Nathan and Maxie locking eyes in the cemetery. A beautiful, heart-stopping moment. But maybe also a setup for disaster, because here's the thing, something feels off. Nathan doesn't seem like Nathan. And we can't forget the last time things went sideways for Maxie, courtesy of Jen Sidwell's poisoned cream during the Home and Heart segment, which landed her in a coma. Could this Nathan actually have sinister intentions? If he's somehow working for Sidwell, it's the perfect opportunity to strike, maybe even kidnap Maxie. And with viewers long anticipating the big reveal about Nathan's true identity, a shocking act against Maxie could finally pull back the curtain. Who could this fake Nathan be? Peter August, Caesar Faison, or someone else entirely? Whoever it is, one thing's clear. It's definitely not the man Maxie fell in love with. The detective has been acting sketchy, but the biggest red flag might be his sudden focus on Lulu Spencer. If Nathan truly doesn't remember the past 7 years, wouldn't he still be head over heels for Maxie? And let's be real, he didn't exactly seem thrilled when news of Maxie waking up reached him. Almost upset, in fact. Could it be that fake Nathan is worried Maxie is the only person who could expose him? Given that no one knows where Maxie went and that she's still recovering, it wouldn't take much for him to silence her permanently. Spoilers suggest that Maxie might sense something is off as soon as she talks to him, and if she does, well, we all know how quickly General Hospital drama escalates. Will this reunion turn into a nightmare, or is there still a chance for a happy ending? Only time will tell, but my gut says it's going to get messy. I think Brooke Lynn Quartermaine might be in for one of the messiest dilemmas we've seen on General Hospital in a while, especially if little Wiley Corinthos decides to spill the beans about seeing Harrison Chase with his dad's keys. And honestly, there's a lot to unpack here. So here's the setup. Chase, determined to pin Drew Kane's shooting on Michael Corinthos, decided to borrow Michael's keychain to see if it held a key to Drew's house. Classic Chase move, relentless, a little obsessive, but also reckless. But here's the kicker. It wasn't even his doing that the key ended up on Michael's keychain. That was Willow Kane, slipping it on during their custody mediation in a bid to frame Michael. I mean, power-hungry Willow really doesn't mess around. 40% custody? Not enough. She wants it all. Anyway, back to Chase. He tests the key theory, finds the key isn't there, and puts Michael's keychain back exactly where he found it, on the Quartermaine kitchen floor. Enter Wiley, who happens to witness all of this. He's just a kid, so it doesn't register as a big deal yet. But we all know General Hospital logic. Kids see stuff, they remember it, and when the drama hits, they spill. Now the PCPD has Michael's keychain in evidence, and surprise, it actually has a key to Drew's house. Things are about to go off the rails. Michael could be facing arrest, and if Wiley is in the house when it happens, the poor kid is going to be in full panic mode. Here's where Brooke Lynn gets pulled into the chaos. She's always acted as a mother figure in the Quartermaine mansion, especially with Wiley. If the kid decides to confide in someone, she's a natural choice. But that puts her in a sticky spot. She doesn't want Michael to go down for something he didn't do. Yet she also doesn't want to betray her husband, Chase. And let's not forget, Chase's career is on the line here. If the police trace any of this back to him, he's looking at losing his detective job, maybe forever. It's a tangled web. Chase may have planted the idea of checking Michael's keychain with Nathan West, but he didn't actually put Drew's key there. Willow did. Still, once the truth comes out, it's going to look incredibly suspicious, and Chase's already sketchy efforts to protect Willow will only make it worse. The police already suspect he's tampered with evidence, and this just throws fuel on that fire. All of this could put serious strain on Chase and Brooke Lynn's marriage. Even if Wiley tells someone else first, the fallout is inevitable. And if Brooke Lynn herself confesses, things could escalate faster than we expect. She's loyal to both Michael and Chase, but she also knows that keeping secrets is usually a disaster in Port Charles. So the big question is, does she go straight to Dante Falconeri after Wiley confides in her, or does she try to protect Chase first? Honestly, in this mess, she might not even have the luxury to decide. Wiley could insist they go to the cops immediately. To me, this is the perfect storm of secrets, loyalties, and moral dilemmas. Brooke Lynn is about to be caught between her love for her cousin, her marriage, and a kid who just witnessed something way over his head. And knowing General Hospital, this is going to get messy, emotional, and absolutely unmissable. I think this Friday, February 20th, 2026, is going to be a really emotional day for General Hospital fans. The episode is shaping up as a heartfelt tribute to Luke Spencer, the legendary character played by the late Anthony Geary. Even just watching the preview gave me chills. It seems Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos will take a quiet moment together to reminisce about their friend and uncle, while Laura Collins gets very emotional. Lulu Spencer is also front and center, leaning on Tracy Quartermaine as she tries to process everything. The preview opens with Lulu picking up an old photo of her father from the floor, staring at it like it holds the whole world in its frame. Tears stream down her face, and Tracy comforts her, saying, "You and I are going to honor your dad." I find that particularly touching because Lulu was in a coma when her father passed, so this moment might be her way of saying goodbye properly. Then there's Laura at the church, crying as she whispers, "Luke, you never left me." Even though she and Luke weren't together in his final years, their story was iconic, and that line really hits hard. Across town, Sunny and Carly share a quieter, tender moment in her kitchen. Sunny reflects, "Luke was more than my friend, he was my brother," and Carly responds with a soft smile that says so much without words. The preview closes with Tracy and Lulu raising their glasses behind a bar, toasting Luke's memory, a simple yet powerful scene. What's exciting is that the tribute isn't just about current-day scenes. There will be flashbacks too, reminding fans of classic Luke moments. The first time Sunny and Luke met, Luke dancing with Laura in the prime of their romance. These clips will bring a lot of nostalgia. Elizabeth Baldwin will also appear, adding another layer to this special episode. To me, it feels like the show is doing a beautiful job honoring Luke's legacy while letting the characters, and the fans, grieve and celebrate him. It's going to be a poignant mix of tears, smiles, and memories that remind us why Luke Spencer was such a pivotal part of Port Charles. I've been thinking a lot about General Hospital lately, and honestly, Jocelyn Joss Jacks might be closer to leaving Port Charles than any of us realized. A recent leak suggesting Eden McCoy could be on her way out has set the fan community buzzing, and let's be real, in soap opera logic, leaving often comes with a casket. I know it sounds dark, but when you look at Joss's recent history, it kind of makes sense. Over the last year and a half, she's gotten herself into more trouble than most, and danger seems to follow her around like it has a VIP pass. Sure, every WSB agent lives on the edge, but Joss seems to take the risks to a whole new level. Classic case of the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The rumor mill has been spinning non-stop, with whispers that Eden McCoy might be parting ways with GH after 11 years on the canvas. If it's true, I imagine she'll address it herself soon, probably on social media. Joss has been such a central part of Port Charles for years. She's evolved from that sassy teenager whose boyfriend was battling cancer into a savvy federal agent with major storylines under her belt. Remember when we thought losing her first love was going to be the hardest thing she'd face? Then she went and killed Cyrus Renault. The character has grown, and with that growth comes complexity, and, potentially, danger. If Eden McCoy does leave, it raises a big question. Will Joss leave with her? Sometimes the writers can recast, sometimes the character gets written out entirely, and sometimes, well, someone gets a dramatic exit that shakes up the lives of everyone around them. If Joss were to die, my gut says it would likely be in the line of duty, snooping where Jack Brennan warned her not to, probably putting herself in harm's way yet again, and if that happens, Jack is not going to get off easy. He might be worried about Carly Spencer now, but mostly it's because he doesn't want to lose her. He hasn't fully grasped what enduring Carly's wrath could look like. Mess with her family, and she's going to make it very clear you made a mistake. So if Joss's undercover work leads to her untimely death, Carly's thirst for revenge will be intense, and it will be laser-focused on the person who put Joss in danger in the first place. To me, that's the kind of ripple effect that makes soap operas so addictive. The consequences don't just stop with one person. They radiate through every relationship, every storyline. In the end, whether Eden stays or goes, or whether Joss survives her latest risk, one thing's clear: Port Charles is never boring. General Hospital Tribute, Remembering Luke Spencer, Friday, February 20th, 2026. I think tomorrow's General Hospital is going to be one of those episodes that really tugs at your heart. The focus is entirely on Luke Spencer, the legendary Port Charles citizen immortalized by the late Anthony Geary. Fans of the show, get ready. This is the tribute we've all been waiting for. Loved ones are gathering to honor Luke's legacy. Lulu Spencer will raise a toast to her father, joined by her step-monster, Tracy Quartermaine, while Laura Collins is expected to be emotional, as anyone who remembers Luke and Laura's epic romance would be. Even Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos will share a rare, heartfelt moment reflecting on Luke's impact in their lives. Luke's story in the show ended tragically back in January 2022, with a cable car accident orchestrated by Victor Cassadine. Off-screen, Anthony Geary passed away at 78 this past December, and the show promised a fitting tribute. Tomorrow, they're delivering, big time. Expect lots of Luke talk, flashbacks, and yes, tears. Laura's presence in the episode feels almost necessary. I mean, come on. Luke and Laura set the gold standard for soap super couples in the 1980s. Their wedding still holds the record with over 30 million viewers tuning in back in November 1981. In the preview, Laura sits in a pew at the church, visibly emotional, whispering, "Luke, you never left me." It's hard not to feel that. We might even see clips of their romance and wedding sprinkled throughout the episode. Meanwhile, Lulu and Tracy share a touching moment together, reflecting on Luke's love and influence. In the preview, Lulu picks up a picture of her dad, and Tracy tells her they're going to honor your dad together. Later, they even share a drink behind the bar. Cheers to Luke indeed. Lulu missed the chance to say goodbye when Luke died. She was in a coma at the time, so this tribute might be as much about closure for her as it is about celebration. Over at Carly's house, drama isn't far behind. Valentine Cassadine gets sent up to the attic, while Carly and Sonny share their feelings about Luke. Sonny declares, "Luke was more than my friend, he was my brother." That line alone feels like it could bring a tear to anyone's eye. The episode will also revisit key memories. Laura lighting a candle in the church and thanking Luke for the love of a lifetime, a flashback of Luke and Laura dancing, and even the first time Sonny met Luke. The group, Sonny, Carly, Tracy, Laura, Lulu, and Elizabeth Baldwin, comes together at the docks, hot drinks in hand, sharing stories of their friend, father, and brother. To me, this episode looks like more than just a tribute. It's a celebration of everything Luke Spencer meant to Port Charles, and everything Anthony Geary meant to all of us. If you've ever loved General Hospital, tomorrow is going to hit you right in the heart.